All right, all right, all right. Got some more New Vegas going on. Only got about an hour before I have to go to work. I was debating if I wanted to do New Vegas or work on something else or just relax and watch like Family Guy or something. But ultimately, I wanted to play more New Vegas because I've been having a lot of fun with this playthrough. So there you go. There it is. Anyway, but ultimately, mute that. Live chat. Clear these notifications. And off we go. Alright. Now, in theory, turning in this quest for Mr. House should, theoretically, trigger Arcade's quest, right?
Have you destroyed the Brotherhood of Steel?
Brotherhood of Steel has been wiped out.
Single-handedly destroying a Brotherhood of Steel bunker is quite an accomplishment. Platoons of NCR troops have died trying to do the same. This welcome news comes just in time as events in the wider world are coming to a head. Aaron Kimball, the president of the new California Republic, is going to visit Hoover Dam to boost morale. Apparently, he hasn't considered the effect on the troops' morale of seeing their beloved leader get his brains blown out by a Legion sniper. I need you to make sure that no harm comes to President Kimball. It's fortunate that you've maintained good relations with the NCR. Simple. An NCR ranger named Graham is in charge of security arrangements for the visit. Present yourself to him. Let him know you want to help. Given your reputation, it's a near certainty that he'll accept your offer. Don't dally. The precise time of Kimball's visit is a closely guarded secret, but it will happen soon.
Alright, let's see if Arcade will,
lead the way. I need to talk to you about something, if you have a minute.
Sure.
Any day now? Caesar's going to try to march across Hoover Dam and kick NCR out of the Mojave. We're getting caught up in something important out here. Hell, after how you handled Benny, you're practically right in the middle of all
What the
this.
fuck is this guy calling me for? I'm not at work yet.
But it's made me think about the past and how I might be able to help out.
What are you talking about?
I wasn't always with the followers, or with the NCR. My late father was an officer in a group called the Enclave, a remnant of America's pre-war government. Memories being short around here, not a whole lot of people remember them. But they did bad things. Terrorized communities, kidnapped people. Eventually someone stopped them. I was born a few years later at a military base on the coast, a place called Navarro.
Where did the Enclave go?
A lot of different places. I only know what I was told. Some of them were cut down by the NCR and the Brotherhood. Some of them went east. My mother never told me what happened to my father, but she and I went south with some others and integrated into the NCR. When the NCR learned that Enclave personnel had integrated, we kept moving to the fringes. It's one of the reasons why I wound up out here.
What happened to Navarro?
After the Enclave's command structure fell apart, it was only a matter of time before Navarro was overrun by NCR forces. My mother and I left with some of the troopers from my father's old unit, the same people I've kept in contact with over the years. Anyone who didn't get out was killed by the NCR. Even some of the ones who escaped were eventually hunted down by the Brotherhood of Steel.
Where are you going with all this?
The Enclave did a lot of bad things, but there were good people at Navarro. Good people with a lot of experience. Not many of them are alive anymore, but I think they can make a difference in the fight against Caesar.
Say no more, I'll do it.
Great. I'd like you to talk to the old-timers, the remnants. I don't think I could convince them by myself. To them, I'm still a kid. But you're a big part of what's happening out here. When you talk to them, they'll understand how important this all is. I've kept in contact with them over the years, so I know where you can find them. But I doubt they'll open up to you unless I come along. I know I'm not always the most serious guy around, but this means a lot to me. Thanks.
All right. One of them is at Black Mountain. Or no, that's Jacobstown. Never mind. Well, if we're gonna go to Jacobstown, we might as well get. By the way, I'm gonna cut this shorter than an hour. Maybe it'll be a half hour now, because looks like things are gonna go down a little bit earlier than I anticipated. But nevertheless, I'm still gonna go for 30 minutes. Before we go to Jacobstown, I might as well pick up Rex.
Looks like I forgot to lock the doors again. If you're with the NCR, get out. This place is mine, and I'm not leaving.
Arcade and I were looking for you. We're gathering the remnants.
In a while, Arcade. So, what's the point of all this? Can't find any younger mercenaries?
Your advanced level of tech would be useful in settling things between the NCR and the Legion.
Is that right? The million-dollar question is, who exactly are we settling?
Do you have a preference?
I wouldn't mind cutting down a few platoons of NCR troopers with my old Gatling laser.
Are you coming to this thing or what?
Oh, I'll come. But depending on the plan, I might not be staying. Keep that in mind. Arcade might have mentioned there's a passphrase needed to get into the bunker. My part is, remember.
What'd you do when you were with the Enclave?
Heavy weapons trooper. Nothing better than hosing down a target with an excess of bullets and laser fire. By the time I got through with things, not much was left standing. Any morons who didn't run when they saw me coming got what they deserved. Back then, it was war. If we'd been on the winning side, I'd be called a hero.
Do you have something against the NCR?
Like you wouldn't believe. The NCR makes a habit out of wrecking homes. I came out here to get away from them. Didn't work out so well. Next thing I know, I'm squatting in their land. Never mind that I already been living here for years.
What do you do around here?
Do? I don't do anything. I'm retired.
So what'd you do before you were retired?
I was a soldier. Why do you even care? I came out here to forget about the past, so quit bringing it up.
Goodbye.
What's up? Moreno took the fall of the Enclave hard. He never questioned his orders, never questioned the legitimacy of what the Enclave was doing. To him, it was all one unbroken chain, from Washington to Richardson. When we left Navarro, I remember looking up at Moreno. He said, "Kiss America goodbye, boys." When we left the Enclave behind, the love in him burned
Him
itself.
closing his eyes like that looks weird.
Now there's just a bitter old man left.
Don't be too hard on him. It's part of who he is.
I suppose you're right. When you're part of something for that long, maybe it's impossible to let go without losing part of yourself. Moreno may be a stubborn son of a bitch, but at least he's loyal.
I think that's why he's leading to Cannibal Johnson, right? Yep.
Well, it's about damn time. What took you? Oh,
Oh?
I've been in the Reaper's shadow for a long time now, and I thought he'd finally showed up to collect. He's just mocking me now.
Sound like you're eager to die.
There's a twitch in my trigger finger. I've lost my eagle eyes, and the other day I could have sworn I heard Sergeant Dornan chewing me out. I'm old and I'm starting to feel it. It's not pleasant, especially when you know your mind's slipping away. And we all gotta go sometime. But I was hoping for something a little more heroic.
Who's Sergeant Dornan?
He was a drill instructor I knew. He was also the meanest bastard I've ever known. Once he caught this private out of uniform, and old Dornan went off on the most ear-blistering rant known to man. It was inspiring.
You served in the military?
Yeah. It was a long time ago. Things were better back
Tell me about yourself.
then. What do you want to know?
So you're a cannibal? So are you a cannibal?
I'm not saying. It's part of my mystique, after all.
Sounds like there's an interesting story behind it.
The truth of it is that I did cut out a raider's heart, but only took a bite to mess with his buddies. They had me surrounded, and I went with the first thing that came to mind. Some ran, and the rest were startled just long enough.
Live out here by yourself?
Sure do. Had a wife for a while. Tribal girl. Really pretty eyes. But she's been gone a long time now.
I don't have any more questions. Let's talk about something else. Arcade asked me to gather all the remaining members of the Enclave in the Mojave.
Thought I recognized the fellow with you. So what's this reunion all about then?
Thinks your experience and technology will help resolve the conflict in this region.
Well, now there's an interesting idea. Do a bit of good before we're all dead and forgotten. You can count me in. Oh, and in case Arcade forgot to mention it, there's a 5-word passphrase needed to get into the bunker. My word is old. Appropriate, huh?
If I had to pick anyone who didn't belong in the Enclave, it would definitely be Johnson. He hated what the Enclave was doing. Day to day, week to week, he would question orders, subvert mission objectives, do anything he could to serve without serving. It's amazing he was never court-martialed. He always had good things to say about my father. Said I was like him in a lot of ways. I wish I knew.
I'm sure your father'd be proud of you.
I wonder if he would. It's pointless, I know, but sometimes I wonder what he wanted me to be. Maybe being a doctor in the middle of Nevada wasn't exactly what he had in mind for his little boy.
Fine weather for flying. It's times like these that make me miss it.
You were a pilot?
Vertibird pilot. 71 missions and only lost 1 chopper. Rotor malfunction over Klamath. Hard landing, but I walked away.
What are you doing, Novak?
I help folks strip down the more complicated bits of salvage they bring in. Engines mostly. The bits and pieces we take out are usually worth more than the whole thing put together.
Did you fly for the NCR?
4? No, not exactly. It was a long time ago. Things are a lot different these days, and those days are way behind me.
Arcade asked me to find you. I'm reuniting the remnants, and they need your piloting skills.
Told you everything about us, did he? Well, it's been a while since I've had my hands on the controls of a vertibird. There's a chance I could crash us in the middle of Lake Mead. That place seems to attract aircraft for some reason. But if I get one more chance to fly, count me in. I'll be there. My part of the passphrase is deer.
How'd you like flying vertibirds for the Enclave?
I was never happier than when I was in the cockpit. I was able to go just about anywhere and everywhere, limited only by the fuel I could carry. There were more than a few missions where I took the scenic route home just so I could stay in the air. Caught hell for it every time, but worth it. Some of the things we did were questionable, I know. That's just how it was back then. Figure I've done enough good to make up for any sins, anyhow.
Goodbye.
Watch your six out there.
Who the hell is Arcade?
Since my mother died, Daisy's been the only woman in my life. She was the only other woman close to my father, too. She flew him out on over a dozen missions, including his last. I've always been close to Daisy. There have been some good men along the way, but lovers make poor confidants. Daisy never had children of her own, so she was always there to listen. Being in the Enclave didn't mean much to her. She just loved to fly.
Keeps making weird faces.
Broke her heart to be grounded.
It's an important part of her life. Why shouldn't she enjoy it?
As screwed up as it sounds, at least she was a part of something. Granted, it was something admittedly pretty bad, but it was something. If you spent the first half of your life flying Enclave troopers in a vertibird, I suppose picking over pre-war rocket parts doesn't quite compare.
I hear reports of Legion raiding parties all over the place. They can't all be rumors.
You don't strike me as someone down on their luck. What brings you to Westside?
What are you doing, Westside?
I help tend the crops, stand watch for fiends, and generally help keep things civilized.
How long you lived in Westside?
A couple of years now. I was a trader for a while, but got tired of all the walking. Westside was a good place to settle down as any.
Arcade asked me to find you. I'm gathering the remnants.
Hello, Arcade. Making some new friends, are you? Why the need for a bunch of old war horses like us?
It'll be the element of surprise.
Swooping in on a vertibird, guns blazing? Haven't done that in years. But, all right, I'm in. None of this means a thing if the rest of the group doesn't show up, though. Oh, and you'll need my part of the passphrase to get into the bunker. Navarro.
Tell me about the old days of the Enclave.
I miss those days sometimes. We all had a purpose, you know? I admit that some of the folks in charge were pretty ruthless. The rest of us, though, we were just trying to civilize things. The NCR was still new, and it didn't look like they'd last all that long. Then we lost the oil rig, and shortly after that, the base in Navarro. Nobody left except us remnants.
What happened to the Enclave oil rig in Navarro?
Internal sabotage took down the oil rig. Never did get the full story. The NCR took out Navarro, saying we posed a threat to the region.
I'd like to know more about your former squad.
I was the officer in charge. Johnson and Moreno were my heavy hitters. Henry handled tech things, and Whitman flew the chopper. Johnson and Moreno never got along, and I had my hands full keeping those two apart some days. It was a difference in philosophy, mostly. Mercy was not part of Moreno's vocabulary.
Goodbye.
Uh-huh.
Judah Krieger is the glue that's kept us all together over the years, and with good reason. Anyone who can command Moreno and Johnson in the same unit without somebody getting fragged is one hell of a leader. Krieger was polite and kind, but never warm. He always did his best to make me feel welcome. I think he did it out of a sense of loyalty to my father. Loyalty means a lot to Judah. Not loyalty to the Enclave, or even the ordeals they fought for, but to the people who served with them.
They're loyal to you too.
Sometimes I wonder how much of my father they see in me. They went through a lot together, but my family went through it too. I'm glad they've watched out for me all these years. Maybe someday I can return the favor.
And maybe someday I can sell you to Caesar next playthrough, hint hint. Unsubscribed and I hate your channel now, April Fools. Yeah, there you go, got him. What's up, Chisu? Now, I know the title says an hour. It's not going to be an hour. I'm probably going to leave in like 10, maybe 15 minutes max from this point on. Because like I said, I did get a text from work letting me know we're starting a little bit earlier than I had anticipated.
Hey, you're the one who's been...
Isn't the place where I get Fisto over here somewhere? Yeah, maybe not.
Evening. Hold up. What's the password?
Here to see Major Kieran on urgent business. Please let me pass.
If you're here to see the Major, then I suppose it's all right. Head on.
Here you go. I hope this helps. Welcome. There's food and water here for any citizen.
You serve food to the locals as well?
No, I'm afraid we don't. Don't you have a friend you wanted to bring in?
Why don't you serve the locals?
That's not really a pleasant topic of conversation.
Julie Farkas told me to ask. She said it was important.
You know Julie? Not everyone in the NCR sees eye to eye with the followers, but they're okay in my book, mostly because of her. If you really want to know, we sent an envoy to the king, offering to coordinate the relief effort.
The king refused?
In a manner of speaking. Our envoy was brutally beaten and only barely survived. My superiors ordered the relief mission scrapped. I managed to get clearance to carry out the mission anyway, but with greatly reduced support. Now there's not enough supplies to go around, even if I wanted to serve the rest of Freeside, which I don't. That's all in the past now. I should get back to work. Say hi.
Our rangers are...
There's no audio. What are you talking about? Hello? What the? There's no audio. What are you talking about? Okay,
What's
I
up?
definitely hear me.
Okay. Just don't be gone long.
Oops, did not mean to give him a stim pack. Okay, I think everything's good, right? It's back? Okay. Saw the title since when did you care about Link? Shut up, Andy. No, it's not even going to be an hour, so the title's a blatant fucking lie. When we do Conquer next? I'm not sure yet. But it'll be soon enough.
Man, I thought those tin cans in Mr. House's...
Oh, the king's not here. He must be downstairs.
What's up?
You find out something about...
NCR's distributing supplies in a building down by the old train station.
handing out supplies? Like food and stuff? That ain't nothing to get rough.
They're only handing out supplies to NCR citizens.
Ah, that would explain the goons. They're here to keep people like my friends away from the food. That ain't something I support. No, sir.
They said they sent someone down to discuss the issue with you.
Wait a minute. They said what?
They said the man was severely beaten and barely survived.
That would explain why they're all wild at us. Seems like we have a big misunderstanding. What the hell?
King, we've got problems.
Lay it on me. What's going on?
There's a shootout going down near the train station. It's Pacer and some strangers. Might be NCR.
What is that fool doing? I need you to head out there and try to defuse the situation. Tell them I'm willing to cooperate.
Actually, you know what? That mission is easier with Rex, too.
Hey, you're the one who's...
Sounds like there's a helicopter overhead. Like in the real world, not in the game.
Draw a weapon and we will fire.
This isn't really a good time.
The king wants to help with the relief effort.
Like he helped the envoy we sent? No thanks.
That wasn't him. He didn't even know there was an envoy sent.
Then he should watch his back. We know for a fact that the envoy made it to their headquarters. Still, if the king's willing to deal with us, perhaps we can work something out. I'll tell my men to stand down.
Sure would be a shame if something happened to Pacer, wouldn't it? Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up here in a second. Like I said, this is getting cut shorter than I intended, but what are you going to do? I'm going to turn in this quest at least.
big showdown between the NCR and the Legion is coming soon.
Where's King at? Is he in here or is he upstairs now? He's upstairs now.
Looks like the Morris on the new management. I wonder what happened.
I heard all about what happened. Maybe it's time for a little more talking, a little less fighting. You've helped us plenty, so I'll tell you what. Just this once, name whatever you want. And if I can make it happen, it's done. Don't rush it, though. Toss it around in your head a little. You only get one favor from the king.
Capture card, capture card, capture card. Right when I'm getting close to wanting to end the fucking stream, too. We'll take Gunslinger.
Things have been a lot better since you helped with those.
Where'd you get that robot dog?
I got.
Is there something wrong with him? Can they do anything? Is he gonna be okay? Can I help somehow?
There's talk of someone going into the Lucky 30.
Looks like Gamora's under your mansion. Wonder what happened.
Things are tense on the strip right now.
Oh, my foot's asleep.
If it can be bought, it can be found at Nick and Rose.
I didn't even realize my Discord had crashed. Not that it matters, because nobody was in the chat prior to that, but...
We've got stuff we're not even allowed to sell.
We've got stuff we're not even allowed to sell, people. That kid.
Howdy. Hello.
I sincerely hope the NCR...
King said you could tell me more about his robotic dog.
Rex? It breaks my...
King brought him here for treatment then?
Yes.
So you can't heal him?
No. Rex...
There's no chance he'll ever get better.
I didn't say that. Well, no one here has that kind of There's...
Yeah, I'll go get Rex, because since we're going to go to Jacobstown, might as well do that. Also, Rex is like a massive shortcut, and you'll know it when it happens, which I did my first playthrough. And every other playthrough I've done since then, the other ways to catch the Legion is just inferior to using Rex, because it's just like, hey, my dog doesn't seem to like you.
There's talk of someone going into the Lucky 38.
Things have been a lot better since... I can't... First, he hates rats. Can't stand the things. Second, that's... Rex, this is your new master. Protect him as you would me.
What's up? I have to say I don't understand where you're going with Mr. House. The man's been manipulating the locals for as long as anyone can remember. If you help him kick the NCR and Legion out, he's going to keep right on doing it. The people in Freeside will be just as bad off as they ever were. If you can find a way to push Mr. House out of the picture as well, I think everyone will be better off.
Yeah, that ain't happening, bub. Where's Rex? Rex is unconscious is where Rex is. What the hell did you just kill that gave me 62? Is there like a Cazador or something? There's Rex. All right. Oh man. I do not want to fucking go to work today. But I'm going to have to at some point. And I've been streaming for almost an hour. Golly gee, would you look at that? See, I wasn't even that far off. Here's what we're gonna do. Guess I'll see you guys later.